Bon appétit.
Welcome to Bayes University, Abuja, Nigeria, with a legacy of excellence and a vision for nurturing future leaders. Bayes University is in a league of its own. We're all about our people, processes, and technology.
Bayes is one of the highly rated universities in Nigeria in terms of product quality standards.
We don't just produce graduates, but groom people into employers of labor.
And it has made us understand that learning is all about three things. We learn, we unlearn, and we relearn.
Bayes University Hospital offers a range of specialized services equipped with the latest technology, manned by a team of trusted professionals. And now, our vision extends beyond our walls with the Baba Ahmed University in Kano following our lead. Join us at Bayes University and invest in your future today.
Bayes University is the institution that you will get the best value for money education in Nigeria.
Bayes University. Learn to live.
News Express on Global Television. News Express Kogi sets October 19 for local government elections. Dangote Group targets $30 billion revenue to strengthen Naira. Tinubu has directed Chief of Defense Staff to curb oil theft in Niger Delta. On the foreign scene, devastating storm leaves 40 dead and hundreds hurt in Afghanistan. Gabriel Attal to resign as French Prime Minister. In sports, Kylian Mbappe unveiled as Real Madrid player to wear number 9 jersey. Gareth Southgate resigns as England manager. Hello and welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Express on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Anthony Momodu. The Group Executive Officer of the Nigerian National Petroleum Company Limited, Mele Kyari, says President Bola Tinubu has given marching orders to the Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, to curb oil theft and vandalism in the Niger Delta region within the shortest possible time. According to him, the menace has become a national issue that needs to be surmounted to boost oil production in the country. Speaking to journalists at the Defense Headquarters in Abuja following a meeting of all security and intelligence agency heads convened by the Chief of Defense Staff, the NNPCL boss stated that achieving the desired economic stability will be impossible without curbing oil theft and other crimes in the Niger Delta region. The Chartered Institute of Taxation of Nigeria has welcomed the Supreme Court verdict affirming the financial autonomy of local governments in Nigeria. The institute lauded the verdict in a statement signed by its acting registrar and chief executive, Afolake Osho. She says the ruling of the Apex Court will drive improved governance and development at the grassroots level. According to CITN, this will promote fiscal federalism and true autonomy at the subnational level, thereby enhancing delivery of democratic dividends to the populace. The Kogi State Independent Electoral Commission has fixed 19 October as the date for the local government election across the state. This followed the Supreme Court judgment of last week, which declared the caretaker committee running the affairs of the local government areas in the country illegal. Subsequently, the federal government says the allocation of these local government areas without elected officials will be withheld as the Joint Allocation Account Committee is no longer recognized under the law. And moving to Lagos State, the Lagos State Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu has announced a farewell gift of 100,000 naira for each corps member departing the camp and a sum of 100 million naira for the NYSC support staff. This pledge was made during his address as the special guest of honor at the NYSC passing out parade and closing ceremony for the 2024 Batch B Stream 1 corps members held at the NYSC orientation camp in Iyana Paja. Governor Sanwo-Olu also announced a 5 billion naira pledge towards the construction of the permanent site for the National Youth Service Corps orientation camp in the state. Kano State House of Assembly passed a bill into law for the establishment of second-class emirates in the state. It could be recalled that the House took the first reading of the bill before embarking on recess, which they resumed. After the second and third reading of the bill, the Deputy Speaker, Muhammad Bututu, moved for its adoption and passage during its plenary presided over by the Speaker, Jibril Fagore. The organized labor unions in Ogun State threatened industrial action over the failure of the government to remit over 40 billion naira contributory pension deducted from the workers' salaries in the last 15 years. The unions, which include the Trade Union Congress and the Nigerian Labour Congress and Joint Negotiation Council, disclosed this in a letter written to Governor Dapo Abiodun. The labor union stated that despite setting up a committee on this contentious issue in October 2022, the state government has refused to make the report of this committee public. They claim that they were forced to write the letter to the governor because less than a year to July 1st, 2025, which is the effective date for the contributory pension scheme according to the 2013 State Pension Reform Law amended in 2008, there is nothing on ground to justify the secretly and sincerity of the government towards implementation of this pension scheme. The Joint Admissions and Matriculation Board says it has conducted the foreign component of the Unified Tertiary Matriculation Examination in 8 countries. According to the board, the examinations were designed for foreign candidates seeking admission into the Nigerian tertiary institutions. It says the examinations were held in London, United Kingdom, Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, among others. The federal government has assured Nigerians that the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway project will be timely completed, saying rainfalls will not affect the pace of work. The Federal Controller of Works, Lagos State, Olukorede Kesha, gave the assurance in an interview in Lagos. She added that the contractors have been instructed to work diligently to ensure the project met its design and completion deadline. According to her, the project is vital to the federal government as it is listed as one of the flagship projects of the President Bola Tinubu's administration due to its significant benefits to the region. The federal government and the United Arab Emirates have reached an agreement vacating travel restrictions imposed on Nigerians with immediate effect. Nigeria's Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, revealed this to State House correspondent after the Federal Executive Council meeting presided over by President Bola Tinubu at the Presidential Villa in Abuja. According to the minister, Nigerian passport holders can now travel to the UAE with immediate effect. You're watching News Express coming to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We're on Star Times, Channel 276. And please follow us on all social media platforms using @Global TV NG and other handles now showing on your screen. When News Express returns, devastating storm leaves 40 dead and hundreds hurt in Afghanistan. These and other stories coming right after this break. Do stay with us. Time check. It's midday. Then it's Midday Discourse. Midday Discourse is a program that covers trending local and international news, current issues, and human-related topics. Join Samuel Odi weekdays 1 p.m. on Global Television. The discussion starts here. Is the desk on Global Television?
Nigeria. Come join Anthony Mamadou on television's most compelling and facts-finding talk live show.
We are the Palestinians, we are the Canaanites, because
that this country gets it right.
It's The Dex on Global Television, where we analyze and dissect storming issues and commentaries in the world's biggest black nation, Nigeria.
Who is being held accountable for this money?
The eyes have it.
We stay and decide policies and reforms on The Dex. Tune in Mondays to Fridays, 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Global Television. Let's stay on The Dex.
Global TV concept is the emerging, brand that everybody must watch. So I subscribe, and I'm prescribing that we must all be ready to begin to watch Global TV.
So keep watching Global TV, especially for updates on agriculture, food, commodities, and without food, there is no great nation.
So please watch Global TV because it's going to change your life.
Welcome back. This is Global Television bringing you live broadcasts of the News Express. Thank you for staying with us. On the foreign scene, police were out in force in the center of Kenya's capital, Nairobi, on Tuesday after calls for more demonstrations against the embattled government of President William Ruto. Activists led by young Gen Z's Kenyans launched peaceful rallies a month ago against deeply unpopular tax hikes, but they descended into deadly violence last month, prompting Ruto to drop the planned increases. Although street protests have eased since dozens of people were killed and Parliament stormed in late June, activists are still demanding the president's resignation. French Prime Minister Gabriel Attal is again set to resign his position, but continuing to lead a caretaker government and political infighting and uncertainty. President Emmanuel Macron is expected to accept Attal's resignation following cabinet meeting, which comes after Macron's allies suffered a significant defeat in the recent snap National Assembly elections intended to clarify the political landscape. It was reported that July 8, 2024, Attal was set to resign, but French President Macron declined his resignation. Attal and his team will likely remain in their roles with restricted powers until after the Paris Olympics, scheduled to begin July 26th. A powerful storm ripped through Afghanistan's eastern Nangarhar province, leaving nearly 40 people dead and at least 347 injured, according to the country's health ministry. Ministry spokesman Sharafat Zaman says the casualty figures are expected to rise as search and rescue efforts continue. The storm, which brought heavy rain, battered Jalabada city, Suk Road and Batikok and the Bishod district. Local officials reported widespread damage to homes, with reports of an entire family of 11 buried under debris in one incident in the Suk Road district. Democratic Green Party of Rwanda presidential candidate Frank Habineza says he will win the 2024 elections with at least 55% of the votes and secure at least 20 seats in the parliamentary elections. Habineza made the remarks after casting his vote in company of his spouse and waited on by different supporters.
this is a very good show of the level of growth and democracy in our country. We were able to campaign the whole country for 3 weeks, and there were no serious incidents or no big problems that you could make issues we found were ignorable. So we said that it's a big step. You found that people of Rwanda have really matured politically. They received us happily. They welcomed us. They gave us gifts on the way. They danced for us. So you would see that the country really has grown, developed democratically. It's so much different from 2017. My expectation, as I mentioned this last week, that I'm hoping to get at least 55% of the vote for president and at least 10 times more MPs. We had 2 MPs last time, so we're hoping to have at least 20 MPs this time. That's my expectation.
And moving to the United States, Donald Trump made a dramatic return to the public eye at the Republican National Convention in Milwaukee. This marked his first appearance since narrowly surviving an assassination attempt at the campaign rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. The former president received a rapturous reception as he entered the Affairs Forum sporting a thick bandage over his right ear where he was struck by a bullet. The Kremlin gave a cautious reaction to Ukraine's President Volodymyr Zelensky's apparent invitation for a future peace summit, saying Russia first needs to understand what Kiev means before attending talks. Zelensky says Russia should be represented at the second summit on the Ukraine conflict following high-level talks last month in Switzerland that Moscow did not attend and heavily criticized. Kremlin spokesman Dmitry Peskov, in a statement, says the first peace summit was not a peace summit. Perhaps it was necessary first to understand. Zelensky's apparent welcoming of Russia to talks marks a change of tone from the conference in Switzerland, ahead of which the Ukrainian leader categorically ruled out inviting Moscow. Britain's Foreign Secretary David Lammy has reaffirmed his call for a ceasefire in the Israel-Hamas war during a second day of talks with Israeli leaders. Isaac Herzog says there are more than 100 hostages still in Gaza are in terrible circumstances and in real danger for their lives, were the key issue for Israel. Lamy, on his first Middle East trip since his Labour Party's landslide win in the British election, had already called for a halt to the hostilities in a meeting with Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Officials said he also met Palestinian Authority Prime Minister Mohammed Mustafa, with whom he pressed the case for reform to the authority. In business, President of Dangote Group, Aliko Dangote, says his business's $30 billion revenue target by the end of 2025 will boost the Naira. Dangote made this known during a tour of Dangote Petroleum Refinery and Petrochemicals and Dangote Fertilizer Limited by media executives, indicating a plan to attain independence from the Central Bank of Nigeria in foreign exchange sourcing. According to him, the expected significant inflow of forex into Nigeria through his businesses will automatically boost the value of our local currency and make the Naira regain its value in the commodity and Committee of International Currencies worldwide. The Executive Secretary of the Nigerian Extractive Industries Transparency Initiative, Ogbonnaya Orji, has disclosed that the country lost $1.84 billion worth of petroleum products from refineries in 9 years. Orji stated these at the opening ceremony of the 2024 Naiti board retreat and meeting in Lagos. According to him, 4.2 billion liters of petroleum products were lost from the refineries as a result of the oil theft between 2009 and 2018. This was estimated at 140,000 barrels per day. Experts have expressed concerns that the decision of the federal government to throw open the nation's borders to allow food importation will affect private investments in the agriculture sector. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, revealed this at a press conference in Abuja that the 150-day duty-free import window for commodities such as maize, husk brown rice, wheat, and cowpeas is part of the implementation of the newly launched Presidential Accelerated Stabilization and Advancement Plan, adding that commodities imported during the 150-day duty-free import window will be subjected to price control. The detained Binance Holdings Limited executive Tigran Gabayan was brought to the Federal High Court in Abuja seated in a wheelchair. Gabayan, however, stood up from the wheelchair and walked slowly into the dock when the matter was called for continued hearing. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission lawyer Ogechi Ojam told the court that though the matter was scheduled for continuation of trial, the commission's lead counsel Ekele Iheanacho was not in court. The federal government has sought the assistance of the World Bank for a $50 million to support state government in the installation of solar plants and infrastructure upgrades. The Minister of Finance and the coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wole Edun, advanced conversations on the initiative when he met with the World Bank delegation in Abuja. The team was led by the country director for Nigeria, Nediam Diop, while the special advisor to the president on energy, Molu Vejin, was in attendance. And jumping into the exciting world of sport, President of the Nigerian Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, has dismissed report that France women's national team coach, Hervé Renard, is being considered for the Super Eagles job by the Federation. The Super Eagles have been without a head coach since Finidi George resigned in June. Finidi George quit his role as the head coach of the three-times African champions following the NFF announcement that they will appoint a foreign technical advisor for the team. The decision came after an outcry by the football-loving populace following the team's poor performances, including a shock defeat to the Cheetahs of Benin Republic in the 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifiers last month. England manager in the Euros 2024, Gareth Southgate, has resigned from his role as head coach. Sports journalist Fabrizio Romano announced this via X. Southgate says, as proud Englishman, he has been the honor of his life to play for England and to manage England. He has meant everything to him and will give it all. And moving to South America, Colombian Football Federation President Ramon Jesurun has been released on bail following his arrest at Copa America final, according to videos published in Colombian media. The Miami-Dade County Police file indicated Jesurun had been arrested on the charges of assault on officer and employee at the Hard Rock Stadium. Security guards refused Jesurun access to the field with his son and other family members for the award ceremony after Argentina defeated Colombia 1-0. A scuffle broke out and Jesurun and his son were arrested. And moving to Spain, Kylian Mbappe has been unveiled as a new Real Madrid player at the Santiago Bernabeu Stadium in Madrid. It comes as the 25-year-old completes his free transfer from Paris Saint-Germain after his contract expired. Mbappe was unveiled sporting the iconic number 9 jersey that famously has been worn by legends of the club such as Cristiano Ronaldo, Karim Benzema, Javier Saviola, and Roberto Solado. As we end the News Express on Global Television, here is a quick look at some of our top stories. Kogi sets October 19 for local government elections. Dangote Group targets a $30 billion revenue to strengthen Naira. Tinubu has directed Chief of Defense Staff to curb oil theft in Niger Delta. On the foreign scene, devastating storm leaves 40 dead and hundreds hurt in Afghanistan. Gabriel Attal to resign as French Prime Minister. And in sport, Kylian Mbappe unveiled as Real Madrid player to wear number 9 jersey. And Gareth Southgate resigns as England manager. That's it on Midday News. That's it on News Express. And it came to you live from Nigeria's capital, Abuja. We are the Star Times, and 276. And do follow us across all social media platforms using our Global TV and all the handles now showing on your screen. I am Anthony Momodu. Thank you for watching.